Battery pack development timeline. Standard lithium, which modifies existing BMS design for the pack and will be a soft pack, follows a similar timeline to nickel metal hydride, nickel cadmium, alkaline, and non-standard lithium. Once an RFQ is received, it typically takes 3 to 5 days to provide a quote, depending on the complexity of design. Once the PO is received, it will be entered and confirmed to the customer within 48 hours. All battery projects need to begin with samples for the customer to receive, test, and approve. The sample quantity is determined by the customer during the quote process. The sample process begins with an Epec proof drawing created and submitted to the customer for approval before assembling sample batteries. This will take anywhere from 2 to 3 days, depending on the complexity of the battery. The proof is then submitted to the customer for their design review for approval to proceed with or changes they may want. Typically, the customer will provide approval or feedback within 3 to 5 days, and if edits or changes are needed, the proof is revised and resubmitted for approval again. With the proof approved, we will proceed with the determined number of samples, and the lead time is typically 10 weeks. The customer receives the completed samples and will need to perform their review and/or testing to provide formal approval to proceed with the production quantity. This process is very determined by the customer doing various tests before they can determine if the battery pack is acceptable. This customer review for approval step can take anywhere from 1 day to several months, depending on the testing needed. If the battery pack is approved, we proceed with production, with lead time to complete typically being 10 weeks unless there are long lead items for the battery pack. If the samples need to be changed or modified, we will need to go through the proof process again with the updates prior to producing the next round of samples, following the previous timelines.